It is very important that you understand that no matter the demon, God Almighty will give you what you need to defeat it. It is very important that you understand that no matter the demon, God Almighty will give you what you need to defeat it. It, he, she, them, or they. Whatever it is. You know, it's one thing when an enemy targets you. But it is another thing when that same enemy targets people that at the time you were close to or considered yourselves or close to, or whatever your cases, you guys' cases may be. I know in my case, my enemy targeted me, and in targeting me, it targeted people that I was close to at the time. And I don't know about you all, but I'll just say disrespect don't sit too well with me. But I can overlook a lot of things, as perhaps a lot of you can. But when it involves other people being hurt or disrespected as a result of a demon targeting me, that's where I draw the line. That's where the fangs will come out, figuratively speaking, and the claws, figuratively speaking. And I will not rest until I have the victory. Now, I'm not going to get into too much detail in this particular conference, but I will just say that the demon that targeted me messed with the wrong one. And I don't want to sound like a broken record without really giving the specifics, but I can't right now. But I will just say that that individual was told what it was. It was told. Most likely multiple times. So perhaps it knew something was coming, but it didn't know what. So perhaps it felt like if it targeted me, it would have the upper hand. But it didn't have the upper hand. Not when I'm 50 to 100 to 1,000 paces ahead of it. See, sometimes you gotta let an enemy feel like he, she, them, or they are winning. Because you already know that the battle is won. And Father already knows that the battle is won. The enemy that targeted me, and this is somebody that I used to be acquainted with, but targeted my name and my reputation and spread all these lies and stuff up against me. That's a very old enemy, I would say. That's an old enemy. By that I mean, just what I said, that's an old enemy. That's a dirty enemy. An ancient demon. An old ancient demon. See, wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities. You guys, it's the truth. The word of God is the truth. That individual put the nail in his own coffin when it came for me. That individual put the nail in his own coffin when it came around people that I used to be close to. It put the nail in its own coffin when it placed its foot on my ancestors' property. It put a nail in its own coffin when it sat at a dinner table and ate my food. It put a nail in its own coffin when it approached me and it had nothing and needed my help, and I helped it. And this was way before this individual attacked me this last time, as it pertains to trying to set me up and defame my character. Because that particular enemy is something that was an enemy from day one. It's a beast. It's a monster. It's a predator. It's a demon. It has no conscience. It hurts people and has no conscience about it. I have seen it. It has no conscience about it. That person is so wicked that, I don't want to give too much away, but I'll just say this. Have you ever been around somebody that didn't seem to have a soul? It brings to mind a scene in the movie called The Exorcist. And I remember when that girl was, or the demon was sleeping. And while the demon was asleep, the priest raised up the shirt of the girl and read the words, and the words were etched into the stomach of the girl. And the words read, "Help me." And it was as if it was a body cavity there, like a cavity there rather. But it had no soul. It was like an empty shell, like just a cold iciness, no warmth, no depth, no presence. Like an empty shell yet breathing. That's what I feel that person is that came up against me. Although everybody has a soul, it was as if that individual had no soul. Because I'll just say this. What the individual didn't know that I did was one day, I will just share this with you guys. Because see, spiritual warfare is no joke. When that individual was sleeping, I was observing the individual up closely, studying. I didn't sense a soul, and I didn't sense a presence. it was like an empty shell, a hollow body, like a coffin. Like, I don't know how to explain it, you guys, but it's that emptiness that somebody that is demonically possessed might give off. Like, there is no person there. It's just something empty. It's like, this is a shell. It's no, I don't know how to explain to you guys. It's just something you will have to experience to understand. And I'll just leave it at that. Because perhaps some people don't understand just what type of demon that thing is. I know what it is. I know in detail what it is. That is something that is wicked. 100% wicked. You guys, I'm telling you. I don't want to make it sound like I'm talking in riddles, but that's something wicked right there. What came up against me? That is something wicked right there, I'm telling you. I don't think the average person would have dealt with it. And would have been able to deal with that individual. Now, I'm not tooting my own horn. No, I know it's the power of God, the reason why I defeated that. But that is just something that it almost seems like it's unexplainable. Inexplainable, or whatever the term is. It's hard to explain. It's like somebody that's not experienced in spiritual warfare might look at it and say, what is that? Yeah. Yeah. So that's all I can convey right now, but that's something wicked. I just don't know. That's something that's devious. That's an individual that gets off on hurting other people. Like it would just do stuff to hurt people. Like it might beat somebody up or slap somebody in the face and act like it did something. March away like it did something. Yeah, it likes to inflict harm upon other human beings. That's what that is. And that's one reason why the townspeople were so afraid of it. Because when you're dealing with something that don't have nothing to lose, and that does not, you have to be careful. You got to watch folks that don't have nothing to lose. Don't care about nothing, not even itself. That's a dangerous person. Because a person like that don't mind losing their life, I don't believe, and they don't mind taking somebody else's. It's a dangerous person. Demon, rather. I don't even want to refer to something like that as a person. But I knew that that individual would have to go down because, not only because it targeted me, but it came around people that I was once close to. And, it's one thing to target me, but when you come around people that are connected to me at the time, it's going to have to pay for that. It's going to have to pay for stepping his foot up under a roof where I lay my head. And like I said, sitting at a table that I eat at. That individual is a manipulator. It always has been a manipulator. Always seems like it's around in a situation or around other people, manipulating the people around it. Devious. Wicked. Cunning. Manipulative, if I didn't say that. I recall I was around a police officer once from the area that I came up in. And I don't know if the police officer said something to the effect of, I don't know if he said something like, oh, you're a nice person, you need to get away from around that individual. And this was a white officer that told me this. Not that ethnicity matters, but yeah, it was a white police officer that, I was used to seeing him around town. And I just remember him sitting there, and he just had such a look of anger and disgust on his face towards that individual that came up against me. And I think he said something like, well, he knew my name, of course. I think he called my name, and he said something like, you're a nice person. You need to get away from around that individual. And he was right. He was right. But I didn't say anything, I just, listening at him. Because I knew I had something else going on as it pertains to that individual, because I knew, how can I put it? It wasn't what people thought. And that's all I can convey right now, you guys. It wasn't what people thought, but I know people, I believe he meant well. But, but it wasn't what people thought. And then I remember there were people in the town that were the town drunks. And I'm not, trying to be disrespectful, but they were, And one of them said to me, because I remember there were two of them, and they were brothers. And one of them said to me, something like, I think he said, you don't need to be around that person, or you need to get away from around that person. And he was serious. He was dead serious. And I remember the other one said something in referring to that individual's mother, because that individual's mother wanted me, I guess, to take her somewhere one day. And I didn't like her either, but it's part of the game. And the other one, that he was a drunk too, but he said something to the effect of, when he saw her around me, he said something like, that's going to be trouble right there. Because everybody knew that individual and his mother, and actually his entire family, I'm not going to say it's everybody, because I don't know his family like that, but for the ones I know, everybody knew that these people were trash and town troublemakers, and tried to go for bad and talk trash about everybody and talk down. I mean, just negativity, just always talking down on people. Always talking down on people. And I'm the complete opposite of these people. But like I said, it's part of the game. And I can't get into that right now. But if I'm around a piece of trash, I know what I'm doing. But I can't always convey to those around me what I'm doing, because that's part of the game. You can't reveal your hand too early, you guys. Perhaps that's the message from this particular conference. And then I don't know who you are out there, but maybe you have to play the game. Maybe you're in some type of spiritual warfare where you have to play the game. Don't reveal your hand too fast. And don't worry about the people around you misunderstanding you, because a lot of them may mean well, and then others of them may not mean well. But despite that, you still have to continue to steady your hand. steady your hand. You can't break character. You can't put your cards down and be like, oh, well, let me tell y'all what's really going on. Don't. Because what you're going to do is you're going to let your left hand know what your right hand is doing by trying to explain your moves to people that don't really understand what's going on the inside, okay, of the situation, okay? Sometimes you have to wait until you come out of a thing, out of warfare, and then you can say, oh, well, this is what was going on, that's what was going on, and now da-da-da-da-da. And then people will go, oh, now I see. Excuse me. And they'll go, oh, now I see. But I thought it was this. I thought it was that. And then they'll be like, oh, now I understand. Now I get it. Okay, you guys? So that's the reason why I'm very particular in what I convey in my conferences. Not that I haven't defeated that demon, but now it's not the time for me to reveal what was really going down. Because there is no way in the world that I was going to allow this demon to disrespect to disrespect me and my family and get away with it. And by family, I'm not talking about the bums that came up against me. They're not family. But I'm talking about the people that some of the people that are no longer here. I'm not talking about the ones that came up against me. That's not family. Those are folks that were playing a role. Acting. Lights, camera, action. But I'm the director. So whereas they thought they were directing the situation, no, I'm the director. I'm the director. And when I say put down your roles, put down your characters, and be exposed, that's what they're going to have to do. Because Father has given me the authority. And Father has given many of you the authority to call people out. And I don't have to be angry about something that I don't care about, no way. And I don't have to be angry about people that I don't care about and ain't nothing to me. I just keep it real. I'm the type of chick, it is what it is for the moment. And when it ain't, it ain't. And that's just how that's just how I roll. That's just how I feel about it. One thing I can say, you guys, is that when you know the game and you know faces, 9 times out of 10, it might not ever be to that person that you've already read what they think it is. So that's why I don't have a problem calling out any enemy, whether if it be somebody that came through my bloodline or not. I mean, I don't care nothing about that. I don't care nothing about their blood type, nor any bloodline that they came through. What I take into consideration in my dealings with people is character. Character. And that's what's important, you guys. Character. Because if somebody has a flawed character, that's a mess right there. That's somebody that you might not want to deal with. And I had plenty of people around me, bloodline or not, that had flawed characters. It wasn't everybody, but it was the majority. But when I talk about the toxic people, I'm only talking about the ones that came up against me. Because, people think they know you like that a lot of times. And many of you guys out there, you may be experiencing that. People think they know you like that. There's a familiarity. I'm like, no, these people did not know me at all. They don't know nothing about me. Oh my gosh. They know the proper conduct that I displayed when I was around them because that's how I was raised. My conduct is always proper. And that's not being fake. What I'm saying is that they don't know me. It's kind of like being on your best behavior. You know, people, it's like how people used to raise their kids and they would say, be on your best behavior when you're out in public. But then when the kids go home, you know, they, I guess, act wild and running all around the house and everything. But in public, you didn't act up like that. And I'm talking about, like, that's that old school raising. So it wasn't being fake. It was just being on your best conduct. And see, I've always been very well-behaved, well-mannered, because that's how I was brought up. And so people will look at you and they think they know you. And they don't know. That's just your I don't know how to word it. It's kind of like that's who you are around them, but they don't know the real you. I don't know how to explain you guys any better than that. But you know how people think they know you and they don't. They really don't. People around me didn't know me at all. And it was kind of surprising in a way, because I'm thinking to myself, I thought these folks knew a little bit about at least how I get down, and that I ain't scared of them. Oh my gosh. I mean, that from that aspect of it, and the simple fact I've had to put other people in their places. I thought they knew that I was the type of chick that didn't take no mess. And I'm not saying I'm bad or nothing like that. No, I'm not saying it in that way. I'm just saying I'm the type of chick that if I feel something needs to be addressed, I will address it. And if I feel like something needs to be ignored and overlooked, I will ignore it and overlook it. Meaning pick and choose your battles. But I thought they knew. But see, here's the thing, you guys. They didn't think they would get caught. They didn't think their identities would be revealed. They were in the shadows doing sneak tip stuff, you know, like just whatever, trying to send troublemakers my way, and just doing sick stuff because they were too punked to try to do. And I ain't scared of the troublemakers neither. And the troublemakers that they sent didn't know me, and they had to be checked too, because I ain't scared of them neither. So I mean, really, I mean, for real. My enemies really played themselves. And the dirty bum, the one that was sure enough demon possessed, that thing really played itself. Y'all. That individual was so toxic, and I believe I stressed this one other time, that one night its mother was at one of her quote unquote men friends' houses. And she was actually sitting outside on the porch or on the step, I think looking out for her son. And she said something to me like that her man friend or whatever told her that he ain't had nothing that he was scared of. So meaning he ain't had no child that he was scared of. But I think she was afraid of her own son that night. And she was just sitting outside in the dark. Well, obviously at night. And I guess she was just, I don't know if she was looking for him to pull up on her or what. But that's the type of beast I'm talking about. His own family, I believe, was scared of him. Yep.